you guys already got them.
Yeah, see, there's a supermarket downstairs.
I'm the one who's supposed to get them.
So,
It's like a nini thing. This tradition where it's very natural for an African man to enter the house. Just mkono zikiswing. You're supposed to always bring something. That's my logic usually.
I mean, wherever you go, you're traditionally supposed to bring something. And whole that we'll talk about it. For water, that's standard. Now, I've got these. Have you heard of these?
Every time I meet you, you show me something new. Last time you had that kathingi.
Guys, this is like a vitamin C thing. Because I'm feeling a homa coming down.
Oh, this is nice.
I picked it up from Nigeria. So there's the orange flavor. You can have you okay with that one?
Yeah, this is perfect.
That's fine. And then, now the thing is, we're supposed to be doing coffee, but I've had like 5 cups of coffee. So I have to reduce my caffeine intake.
Yes.
So I'm going to have this instead.
Yoniganyo.
It's called C4.
Like literally, that's supposed to be pre-workout. Caffeine?
Yeah, but it has caffeine, but it's not from coffee. So I think it'll counteract the coffee.
Oh, okay.
But now they're different flavors. So this one is Million Apple. Then there is... which one is this one? There's Cosmic Rainbow. So when a fairy jizzes, this is what you get.
Nice.
And then there's Pineapple Head.
I think that's probably the best one.
So,
because this I'm sure is going to be very artificial.
Whichever one you choose, I'll take the second best. And because I'm racist, I'll give Kim the worst.
The last one, eh?
Yeah.
It's like an Oreo that the nini kukatikati.
Yeah, because some guy messaged me, he's like, you don't like black guys? I'm like, no, I don't. You think I like him?
Nani alikuwa anakuambia hivyo?
I'll show you the comment.
It's a white dude, right?
Guys, I've grown up in Kenya. I don't like black guys.
Nah. Uko sawa. Uko sawa.
Well, people are genuinely surprised when I tell them, like, if you look at my friend circle, like, you have black friends. Like, my father was the chairman of the KKK. What the fuck are you guys on about?
Of all places, in Kenya, it's very hard to isolate yourself.
Decision time. Which one do you want?
Pineapple.
Pineapple head.
Perfect.
So I will have... Actually, Kim, which one do you want? Let me ask you first.
Give me the blue.
Sure. There you go. See, I'm not racist, yeah?
Uko sawa.
Fucking make sure you edit this thing, chapter.
Of course.
But, Agar, welcome back on Coffee Pump. This is actually your 3rd time back, man.
Maze.
So, a bit of context. The first time we did it, Kim ulifanya nini na audio? Ulitomba audio.
But your audio, simi kuna vile nikiekanga kwa headphones, like there's a way, like if I nini my headphones, I can hear it.
I'll give Kim this. Kim has come such a long way because it's all learning for us. Like podcasts, was the first time we were doing it, sound quality. So the first one we did, the sound got messed up. The second episode we did, we'll link it in the description, which was really good. You're a nuclear scientist, but also you're as racist as I am.
Maze.
With our Instagram reels.
We are screwed. I was told that all this stuff, somebody is storing them somewhere. Wanangoja tule school run for office.
Bro, it's going to be quite embarrassing.
And then it's going to be like,
look at
is this a normal human being, like metengeneze algorithm?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the main things is, if you do message me, I only accept racist reels. Anything against Israel?
Yeah.
There's a joke. So the shirts, the shirts that they make?
Yeah.
I've been sending you that stuff. That's just so hilarious.
You know me, I literally follow that page immediately the very first time. Like,
so Kim, I'll send you some of those reels. Just put it up over here.
Absolutely outrageous.
But what I appreciate is you have a laugh. You're okay with it. You don't take things too seriously, especially given your career now, how smart you are, being a nuclear scientist.
Uneka ba huku juu, yet guys are gonna...
How have you been, man?
I've been good, Maze. I think you saw that the project is going away from Kilifi. Now it's going to Siaya huko Ujaluoni.
Sasa, we'll talk about nuclear stuff later. Bring me up to speed. There's a mama that recently messaged you some negative stuff about me.
Maze bana.
Able tell me about that.
This mama, I think she was looking for a fight. She saw that I didn't take the fight. She wanted something to complain about.
Yeah.
And so akangalia, they saw that I shared that episode you had with Kibe.
Yes.
And she akalacha hapo hivyo akapata hiyo kitu ku argue about.
Okay, then, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Is she a lesbian?
No, I don't think. It would be such a waste if she's a lesbian.
I mean, there's some
like
there's some very beautiful lesbians, but
I don't think she's a lesbian.
She doesn't. But maybe you can give the audience a bit of Why was I catching stray bullets in that conversation?
No. What happened is there's that part where you and Kibe, you guys were talking about the way Ruto is sort of high ranked. If he was like a player on MK, so I made an edit of that, and then I had that sort of thing back in the day when like MK wasn't very well optimized.
MK, you mean Mortal Kombat?
Yes,
the game,
exactly,
right.
Mortal Kombat. So I made that edit, and then I shared it, and then she saw it, and then she catch. Number one, why is it that you are sharing something that has Andrew Kibe? And then I was like, why the hell would I not share anything that has Andrew Kibe? And then hiyo nika divert vizuri. Then ikakosa argument yako wewe sasa. And then she was like telling me your reputation. I was like, the hell?
My reputation? Kim, have you heard this? Have you heard my reputation? Tell me more about my reputation.
More or less that you're a womanizer.
What's happening, family? We've got another sponsor, MOFIT Supplements. Let's hear it out for them. We've got the whey protein, 24 grams of protein per serving. I love the strawberry flavor. We've got the pancake mix, quick and easy. Use it with water, use it with milk. Fantastic. Creatine, I use 5 grams a day, and fat burner. They have a lot more. They've got a muscle gainer, they've got a pre-workout, they've got shakers. Do check them out. They've shown us some love. I want you guys to show them some love. MOFIT Supplements. Guys, you know I love coffee a lot. I literally named my podcast the CoffeePump Podcast. So with a caffeinated podcast, you need a caffeinated partner. And I'm happy to say that Connect Coffee has come on board as the official sponsor on the CoffeePump Podcast. This is everything they have. My personal favorite is the Romeo blend. I first had this in 2016. Actually had my first business meeting at the Chiromo campus where we're shooting at today. They've shown us love. I'd like for you to show them some love as well. We'll link everything in the description of the video. Do check them out. Best coffee in Kenya, hands down. That's true.
Yeah, that he's a womanizer and like...
No. So womanizer means like someone who abuses women and takes advantage of them.
Not really. You're out for one thing from women. Basically that.
Okay.
And then she was telling me the way like you're famous in the community. I was like, what community? But then I realized what community she was talking about.
The community hall.
And I was like, I was actually quite surprised because literally the wording was that everybody wants this guy to get married. Because anasumbua madem za watu.
It's a problem, Kim.
Koko na dem, keep far away from this guy.
Yeah, keep your daughters away from me. No, but man has changed tones. You know, man has become a different. We don't need to talk about things.
Okay.
But at one point in time, yes, I was very timid, and then the clause came out, and then I realized I prefer being this guy who just wants to focus on career, one woman, and a podcast.
It's a face, dude. Like I think.
Have you ever had a whole face?
Of course, man. Alafu unajua me, it wasn't happening hapa.
You were in Korea, by
exactly.
the way.
That's where it was happening.
How are the Korean mamas?
Perhaps I can give you the context in which that face appeared.
Please tell me more.
I was literally watching on social media as someone mwenye I used to send like, in my early 20s, I was a huge fan of Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So this girl was also into that stuff. I grew up around her when we were teenagers, we were Harry Potter heads, like literally proper Potter heads. And then when, in our 20s, it was Song of Ice and Fire. And I used to send this girl like books. Like, there's so many offshoots from George R.R. Martin.
Oh, he's written more books beyond
exactly, but in the same sort of universe, the Westeros universe. So at that particular time, I was watching as this girl was getting very comfortable with someone else. I won't say who exactly it was because...
There's another Korean Jama.
No, another Korean. Like, so this girl is Kenyan, eh? She was Kenyan.
Oh, she was Kenyan.
Yes. So me niko Korea, like whenever people come to...
Sasa you're in Korea and you're chasing Kenyan beaches.
Exactly. I was a good guy. So what triggered me nikageuka msemzi was watching this happen. Nikasema pia mi lazima niende kwa break a few hearts along with other things
So she led you to basically going into Korea as a mandingo.
Exactly.
And by the way, our guy is well hung, eh? Like we've been in a sauna steam room together.
He's referring to that thing, yeah? The Wesley Pipes, eh?
Yeah. So we call him Wesley Pipes. Yani, the only other guy I've seen a very huge dong on is Mohammed Jaffa.
That's a bit
from school, but Mohammed Jaffa, we can't track him.
That thing we were talking about, us being very comfortable about our sexuality, talking about dongs without even, Kenyan dudes, my age also wako very homophobic. Like they consider even talking about other people's schlongs a sort of a homo thing. So it's no homo after every no homo.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, it's I get it because we are a very traditional society from some aspect. So in a way, that's good, right? So we don't get that Western propaganda that comes over here. But for the most part, I think within our age, who've been exposed to Western media,
Yes.
and that's most of the stuff we consume. It's seen as a joke.
Let me ask you this: Has some random gay dude while you're abroad ever hit on you ile clean ile anakukatia anakutaka?
I don't think so.
Really?
Like I usually stay out of those areas.
Okay, because Mimi, dude, I told you the story about the shower.
No, but you see, the thing is, in Korea, you're a unique specimen, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest with you.
Yeah.
When you were walking over there, you used to get a lot of attention from women.
Mazi, alafu unajua back then.
Even if it's not just sexual curiosity, but just curiosity in general. We've seen stories and we've seen videos of African men walking in China, walking in Korea, and people like literally wanting to touch their hair, touch their skin.
You get groped in the middle of nowhere. Somebody just walks up to you and gropes you katikati ya barabara.
Really?
It happened like so many. And this particular case that I want to talk about, it was happening. There's this place called Myeongdong in Seoul.
Myeongdong.
Yeah, Myeongdong. Have you heard of it? Myeongdong. Okay, I get the dong in Myeongdong. So literally, I'm a proctor and I'm walking around with the international freshmen. I was supposed to take them out to Seoul, waende, wakule Korean food. And literally walking down the street and some dude, it wasn't even a lady, they're called a Joshis, these 40-year-old Koreans, just walks up to me and literally just gropes me katikati ya barabara. Joayo means good in Korean. And then walks away.
But it's a form of affection and admiration.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's not taken too bad.
Yeah, it's not adversarial in any way. It's just seen. I was buff, I don't know if I've shared with you. I was a bit of a gym bro back then.
I remember we had
so
those
they just
pictures,
came up and in clubs.
Would you ever go back to living in Korea?
Definitely, but not long term. It's a good place to visit for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But long term hapana maze.
How long's the flight there, by the way?
You know, in 2012 they were creating there used to be like a direct flight, Korean Air, 8 hours from here to Seoul. But say you have to connect. Yes, you have to connect.
So you have to probably go Qatar or Emirates and then.
Yeah, Ethiopian Airlines. So you go to Addis, then you go to maybe Beijing or Hong Kong, then you connect. It makes everything so authentic. Me, I like it.
Okay.
Like me, I have to be a bit measured because I'm becoming a very responsible.
I mean, in the educational sector, I remember one of your professors saw our first video is like, there's too much cussing.
And they basically wanted to share it around and they told me to edit. They told me I more or less download it and then I edit out but we didn't cuss that much. I don't think we cussed that much.
But the problem is, again, in the same Kenyan household where you have a Jama who doesn't like being touched and like being saying, I love this guy. And then the family is listening to us over dinner and then Sajid and Omondi are here saying F this and F that and F you. So it doesn't really...
So this particular person...
If it's not necessary, there's also the thing, my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Well. My dad is like, yo, dude, it's like a reflection on us, man.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do get carried away. I do apologize for that. On the conversation of Korea, is it true that the men over there use makeup like K-pop stars?
Bro.
And like normally when you go to a men's grooming section,
yeah,
in any supermarket, let's say in Kenya, it's mostly aftershaves and deodorants.
Yeah.
Maybe you get beard oil right now, but that's the extent of it. Men's grooming section in Korea, from foundation to eyeliners to lipsticks.
I literally remember my very first morning in Korea. Nimeingia jana, then nimelala kwa dom. Then it's time to wake up the next day. And the showers, it's a dormitory. So the showers ziko kwa mwisho kabisa.
Okay.
So mimi I'm a Kenyan, alafu unajua it's toxic. It's toxic masculinity, number one. Number two, ni ile toxic masculinity that brewed in Western Kenya. Maseno school huko Nyanza huko kwa Wajaka huko.
Yeah.
So mi kwenda kwa bafu, it's very simple. Niko na ile info osugro. I literally had an osugro in Korea.
Sugro is the
scrubbing
it's
like a fishing net
like
thingy.
a loofah.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Wait, why are you playing music?
Kagunia. But okay, ujamani. That's a bit too ghetto. It's not a gunia.
I think you used to clean yourself with a gunia.
No, man. In this case, it wasn't a gunia.
Evo.
what we used to do, we used to cut the, you see, the animal feet. These things that come with animal feet.
What?
The
The hoof.
you see the animal feet.
Yes, yes.
The packaging.
Okay.
You see that bag. That
Yes.
you cut a portion of that.
Okay.
Go make it smooth.
Okay.
Use it to,
So I'm trying to imagine the scenes if I turn up in Korea
Yo,
with
so
such
that's
a
how
thing.
people at Shags take a shower.
yeah. It's
Fine,
actually very effective. Ask them. Very
Guys, is that true when if you're from Shags, you use gunia to shower?
So
Okay.
so me what I had in Korea hapo was
But you got gunia, yeah.
iko kwa gunia maze. Sisi kutoka na gunia Kenya, nimeweka gunia kwa luggage. It was it's like
Jamaa anakuuliza kwa airport,
in,
why are you coming with cattle feed over here?
maze bana. So what it was niko na Dettol literally. So more or less the way it was in high school. Niko na Dettol, kabasop,
Yeah.
na niko na hii fishing net, more or less ka fishing
loofah,
net.
yeah.
So me that's what I had. Then I'm seeing guys when you're going to the showers, these Koreans wanatoka kwao with the little trays, dude. Wako na exfoliation sijui nini. Mnajua nilishangaa ndo gani maze. Those guys, if you want to know how toxic I grew up, how toxic the masculinity I grew up around was, ilikuwa kujiangalia kwa kioo is not tough.
Yeah, men should not do that.
Yeah. So after wasa wameenda wameshawa, ile nimeshangaa kwani msanii zaje, like how much do you need when you're going to shower in the morning? So imefika time wase kutoka, guys are leaving the dorm to go to class, and there used to be like a camera next to the exit. Everyone was going there anaji unajua those things where if I walk into a room and find you Sajid
Yeah.
in front of a mirror unajigoza but what the hell is this?
I think there's a fine line. So, I mean, obviously not being well groomed.
Yeah.
Don't recommend that. Brush your teeth, brush your tongue. By the way, a lot of people don't brush their fucking tongues. I said the F word again. I shouldn't have. So I apologize. And by the way, we should have an F word counter, maybe over time. Every time I say the F word, maybe I send $10 to someone.
Yeah.
So if you look at men's grooming, so the basic things you should do is like oil your scalp so you don't get dandruffs, oil your beard.
Mm-hmm.
When you brush your teeth, brush your tongue. Your tongue is very important because, again, the amount of food and bacteria that stays on it and your bad breath, basic stuff. Eyebrows. I've seen some motherfuckers. Get sorry with that.
Wait, tuendelee tuko sawa.
Yeah, okay. So I've seen some guys with a unibrow. Like, what are you doing, man? Cut it. Like, what are you trying to prove? That, you can connect both ends of your eyes. Like, just shave that, all right? And then there's some Indian guys, Indian wazes. They believe it's bad luck to cut their hair. I'm literally at one of these chuti restaurants somewhere in Parklands, and this mzee literally has like 2 inches of ear hair.
What?
Sticking out like this. And he's got a wife that lets him go out doing that shit. I literally at the whole time during dinner, I was looking at him and I just wanted to cut his ears, for him. It's
Yeah.
like, so there's a religious belief, there's a superficial belief, there's a traditional belief. As long as you have the basic stuff down, it's okay. The next level that you go into it is you start moisturizing your skin and exfoliating your skin, which I don't think is bad, especially when you live in a place that has a lot of dirt and you get a lot of pores.
Yeah.
And the lighter skin you are, the more your pores show. So for someone like me, it shows a lot. So that once a week, you do that?
Yeah.
Basic grooming. The far end of the extreme is now what I've seen is people start putting foundation over here. People put lipsticks to make their lips look really pink.
Yeah.
Then they shape their eyebrows in a certain way.
Yeah.
And then beyond that is now where the gay society comes in.
Yeah. So like this Korean dudes, alafu unajua it was a very specific demography.
By the way, are we opening?
Me bado sijamaliza my vitamin C.
Lakini you don't have a homa, you can open.
Yeah. So these Koreans, it was a very specific demography. The guys we joined with, they're these posh Koreans who've grown up abroad. Wameenda walisoma international schools, and then they couldn't get into the Harvards and the MITs, so they come to KAIST. So they're very fancy, number one.
KAIST was the university you went to.
Yes.
Which was on a scale of from Maseno University to USIU, where would you place it?
I don't think iko kwa your spectrum. KAIST was top 50, in the world, right?
Okay, so it's not a shit university. You're making
No. Like what I want to say is that it was a very specific, very fancy, very posh Koreans.
Okay.
Already, Korean dudes were very extra on their appearance, And then you have posh Korean dudes.
Or even more so.
Very, very, very kabisa. Alafu unajua, you can literally see it. Like these guys, when they join Malikama Kais, and then maybe they decide that they want to go, you know, in Korea, you have to do mandatory military service. So you can see the transition. Before they go to military service, these guys are extra. You know, K-pop artists,
soft.
akina BTS.
Yes.
Literally, those are the guys you're going to be walking around with on campus. Wao wako fancy and you're like, wewe, do you really play for the opposite team? Yeah. So it was an issue. So mimi imefanya my spectrum of what it means to be masculine.
It changes.
Very, like
it varies culture to
kabisa,
culture.
Kabisa.
Okay. So if you look at this, there's that athlete show on Netflix, which is based on Korean. I think it's called Fit 100 or something, where you have 100 fit guys and they all compete for a prize.
Okay.
And it's based out in Korea.
Okay.
Bruh.
Guys are extra with their appearance.
No, I mean, they're in great fucking shape, man. And no homo, they all look amazing.
Yeah.
Like they're all model calibers. And even the women as well take care of themselves extremely well.
Sana.
So again, it's a cultural thing, I assume, because I mean, all 100 of them, and even the MMA guys. There was one, I think in season 1, there was an MMA guy who was in his late 40s. He still had that cool Yakuza type slick back hair. He had like yellow shades and earrings. And
me, I won't lie to you. I used to hate on those guys. I used to hate on them kabisa, because those guys, like, number one, vile tu tumesema, like, I was into that toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
But then even that toxic masculinity, you look at someone and you're like, wow, oh boy, ni sura poa, anakaa poa. I mean, they've gone to the gym, they really look after their skin.
Yeah.
Pia mi nikaanza, unajua pia mi I do a bit of
but why
man
did
care.
Why did you stop the steroids and the work and the gym and the working out?
My friends started dying, man.
Yes.
My friends started dying, like literally. Okay, now that you've brought it up, let me just talk about it kabisa. Psalms. Me, I was very surprised.
Psalms is like a form of steroid.
Exactly,
right?
selective androgen modulators. Selective androgen receptors modulators. It's like oral steroids.
Okay.
But you know, oral steroids are worse than the injectable stuff because it messes up your liver.
Yeah.
My friends started dying, maze. Wase wawili. One of them, my more or less supplier. Someone mwenye literally.
What was the age difference between you guys?
We were age mates. We used to play rugby together, but he was a military guy. He was a US military. You know the way South Korea has so many military bases. So we'd go to military bases and play rugby there. And I already knew like some of the tricks, being a gym bro in Kenya and playing rugby a bit. So I knew some of these things. But so when I went to Korea like 2017, 2018, nilikom so Psalms to kabisa. So Alex, maze, this friend of mine passed away in 2021 when I was in... his liver failed. Ujama, he pushed the envelope too much. Like literally, I realized that this guy had passed away. He passed away in May. Nika realized in September during his birthday. I'm posting there on his FB.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Telling me.
Dude, when your friends start passing away from such stuff, it's time to stop. It's time to stop and try to gather what you can.
You followed Gashao, right?
Yes. I even watched the Kanini you guys had.
Yeah.
The podcast you guys had.
He's really grown quite considerably, and he's still on the verge of saying that if you're pursuing bodybuilding and you have to, if you want to compete, he's pro steroids, but obviously within the capacity of measuring and maintaining.
Going on cycles, respecting your cycles, going on PCT once you're done with the cycle.
PCTs?
Post-cycle therapy.
Okay. There's a whole aspect of that.
Yes. So Mimi, it was a combination of quite a number of things. Caffeine addiction. I was literally on caffeine pills because the monsters and the pre-workouts could no longer work.
I remember you were telling me just to survive in that caste system.
Exactly.
You had, and because you're with the smartest people in the world, right?
Yes. So you are doing like 17, 18-hour days, work days, study days. So you're on caffeine. Then you want to go to the gym, you're tired. Ndio tena umeka a bit of Psalms hapo, you work in Ostarin, akina MK 1840, all those stuff. Like, it was a very unhealthy way to live.
And you were buying it from that dealer?
Yeah, I would get it from him. So you know what used to happen is that they would be able to import all this stuff through the military base, through the US military.
Okay.
You can't get them...
Because they don't get checked, right?
Exactly, yeah. Alafu, bro, there's a time, if you want to know how bad these things were, there's a time I went into the injectables and I injected myself, I won't mention exactly what it was, but it was like oily contents of a certain vial. And I was looking at the box and I saw some instruction hapo inasema, if you want to check if this vial is legit, kama imetoka from this company, you can scan this. Bro, I scanned and I saw that the contents had expired in 2003. Yet I'm injecting myself in 2020 or 2021.
But can steroids expire, or do they have like very long shelf lives?
Definitely they expire. So this particular ampoule I got, it's just some random guy gave me up in Nairobi. Like I wanted a bit of something, and I was here for a bit, and then I approached someone that I know used to use them. Then akanipatia. Then me, because I assumed that it was legit, and it was. So the industrial process that went sealing that oily content in that ampoule, it's too advanced to assume that it's just some random dude in Babadogo in the back end.
Yeah.
So I assumed it was legit. I bought like 4 vials from him. He injected 2. Then when I was injected the 3rd one is when I checked. Nikapata hizi vitu zile expire to 3 mse. Like there's a way.
Yeah, but
the age yetu sahi, you have to take very good care of yourself mse.
How old are you right now?
35.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you feel any side effects?
Sahi.
Yeah. No, not now.
Back then.
Okay, actually, a good question. Back then and now, any side effects?
Like back then, I think my inability to maintain relationships, I had a very short temper, mse.
Really?
I had a terrible temper. And then me, I'm one of these guys who, when I piss people off and I irritate them, I come to realize years later. You get that time when you're in bed, you're remembering an episode you back then, in your way, in your mind, you're justified. But then now that you're out of that stuff, you retrospectively analyze it and realize that you're on the wrong.
So it was a form of roid rage.
Yeah, it was a thing. Kabisa. So many, not bridges, so many toes stepped on that were unnecessary. My critique of K-pop, I used to be the most anti-K-pop person, and I would rant. I used to work in the school newspaper, and we had this sort of chat group. So I'd go rant there. Now I'm like, who am I ranting to? All these guys are Koreans. They listen to K-pop. Mbono unawarantia about K-pop. You know, those sort of stuff.
And it would just get to you. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to visit Korea. It seems like an interesting place.
It's a perfect place to visit with a spouse. You go there and you take. One of the things I regret the most is that I don't have any romantic pictures with the people I dated. One of the things I want to do when I get a partner is to go into those traditional Korean villages, wear those traditional clothes, and I run around taking pictures.
Like kimonos and stuff like that.
Hanbok. They're called hanbok. Yeah, hanbok.
Is it similar to Japanese culture in that sense?
Yes. Kind of. I can see the parallels.
So if you look at East Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya,
yeah,
we're similar in some sense and different in some. So is that how Japan, Chinese, Korea, or is it like vastly different?
The crazy thing about Korean and Japanese and Chinese is that Korean is more related to Turkish than it is to our up around.
Really?
Yeah, the language. Yeah. It's very interesting. It's the same way. You know, Madagascar, the people who live in Madagascar, they're more ethnically and linguistically related to
Indians, oh?
Not Indians, these Fijians and the Aboriginals than they are to us.
Oh, the Pacific Islanders.
Yes. Can you imagine? So they're literally up off the coast of East Africa, but ethnically, they're more similar to Pacific Islanders. It's crazy, yeah?
The relationship with Korea and Turkey, is it through some form of colonialism back in the day?
Probably. I think Genghis Khan really did a lot of cultural transfer. Like a lot of this diversity you see in Eurasia. It was his and the Khans. You're a fan of him, eh? Kamimi.
Hey.
I'm a fan of that guy.
The guy did. I mean, to be honest, if you're apparently he changed the carbon footprint of the earth.
Offed so many people, eh?
Because you offed so many people.
So this thing of having absolute villains, it's one of the things that I come to learn. These absolute villains from history, where you look at someone and you want to judge them based on modern morals na vitu kama hizo.
Yeah.
It's not something that it's not something you should do. In as much as Genghis Khan did so many bad things, like in Arabia, he's the guy who more or less finished that Arabian golden age. The proliferation of gunpowder from China, where it's being used for fireworks,
correct,
to Europe, where it now became like this tool that was used for subjugation.
Yeah.
But Europeans really hate that guy, eh? You've seen what Akina Voltaire write about him.
What do they write about him?
A barbarian whose only goal in life, literally, only goal in life is to ravage civilized women and destroy that which he cannot understand. That's a diss.
It is in a way. And for the most part, he did try and... there's the Marco Polo series, if you've seen it. I mean, that really explains what Genghis went through.
Yeah.
But he did destroy a lot of things that didn't fall within their beliefs.
Yeah. There's this excerpt in this book by Liu Cixin, where he's describing this situation where he was like flinging people who had what was the name? What's the name of this bubonic plague, Amanini? That disease that decimated Europe.
There was some the Black Plague.
Bubonic plague, I think. So this guy was laying siege to, I think it was one of these Hungarian princes, some sort of princehood. So one of those castles, and he used to fling corpses of people that had died from bubonic plague over there before the cannons.
Before he invades them, yes.
Like
into the cities.
Yeah.
Okay, and then into the water streams as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, but they were brilliant war strategists. What I'll say is because the ability for you as a population to take over such a vast array of land and different cultures for years and years of sustained success. I mean, they were doing something very, very right. And the possibility that some of us have some genetic traits tied to him, it's hugely possible. Like Alexander the Great, for example. You have areas in Pakistan, you have areas in Egypt where these are guys who are locally based, have been there for hundreds and hundreds of years, but they look like wazungus with blue eyes.
I was watching this episode, this latest episode of this guy who goes around the world eating crazy food, and he was giving a sort of nini that he was passing through several checkpoints, the Taliban in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And you had blue-eyed guys who look Scandinavian.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Basically, he went around over there doing...
History is a lot more gray than it is black and white.
So speaking of history, have you guys seen the documentary about Hitler not actually being dead?
Really?
Yeah.
This one where he was in Argentina or something. He was set in Argentina.
Correct. There's cities in Argentina where you go there and all you see is blonde hair, blue-eyed kids, people. It's German names, German towns.
Yeah.
The story goes that he escaped in a U-boat that ended up going all the way to Argentina, and he was actually given what do you call that when they asylum?
Yeah.
And a lot of Argentinian politicians were paid off, and they were aware.
Yeah.
And German politicians set up and established bases over there. And there's a particular group of, I think, on Joe Rogan, I'm not sure who he was, but on one of these scientific, like Discovery channels that went to investigate.
Okay.
And there's a huge possibility that he actually survived and passed away in Argentina.
Old age. I wouldn't be surprised.
And there's also now the conspiracy side. We were talking about conspiracy theories earlier. That the whole World War II narrative.
Yeah.
And how it was portrayed that Allied versus Axis.
Yeah.
Was actually the victor takes the spoils of the war. So the victor rewrote history. And it's not actually how it seems.
Sindio.
So how they were describing Hitler as anti-progression by burning books of knowledge.
Yeah.
He was actually burning books of hedonism and transgenderism.
Yes.
And trying to get that whole narrative cut down.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want such a progressive, no, I won't even call it progressive society. But have you heard that stuff?
Bro, like you look at Germany, World War I, you look at its population. Germany is literally the engine of Europe. The most enlightened, the most well-educated people.
Yeah.
The most, in the modern world, the most woke,
more
or less people. And then there's this war that happens. Some people are saying it's because Germany was shortchanged during that scramble for Africa. They didn't really get their share.
I think they were. If Hitler had waited, one of the tellings was if Hitler had just waited 3 more years before expanding further into Europe, he would have taken over Europe, because they were caught in between this industrial complex that they had built, this war machine. They were churning out technologies that the Allied armies had not seen. Like if you look at the Tiger tank, bruh, the Tiger tank. There's a movie called Fury. Please watch it. I guarantee you will love it. It will show you a scene where they have British, or I'm not sure if it's American tanks, 3 of them against 1 Tiger tank. And that Fury scene literally describes to you what it was like fighting these German behemoths. They fucked these guys up so bad.
These guys,
and Brad Pitt's in that movie. Have you seen Fury?
No, I haven't.
You've not seen Fury?
I haven't.
You've seen Fury? Don't lie to me. Who's in Fury?
You just said who is there. I'm not going to pay attention. He wasn't paying attention.
Who's in Fury?
Was in there?
Fury
Agar.
in the desert.
Let me check.
It's in the desert, right? When you watch movies, there is Fury. This movie is not like those people have some weird cast.
Okay, just there's a scene I'll send you.
I'm with the man on about Mad Max.
Yeah, you're talking about Mad Max. Yeah, Mad Max Fury. No, there's a different one.
Fury.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll get copyrighted. If we get copyrighted, we won't put it up over here.
No,
But this is 7 second. Okay, there's a scene where the Tiger tank, these tanks where Brad Pitt are literally on top of, they shoot the Tiger tank at the front and all their tank bullets ricochet off. What? Because it was so thick at the front and the sides, the only way you could get it was by hitting it at the back. So it was a troublemaker for the Allied forces. Now, on the flip side of things, there's a game called Wolfenstein.
Yeah, but Wolfenstein, there have been so many versions of it.
So many versions of it.
Yeah.
But Wolfenstein, the New Order, assumed that the Nazis won World War II. And what would the post-World War II...
Is Fury with this guy.
You're searching on your phone right now.
Yeah, you that doesn't count. Panuzama I'm search.
This guy called the guy has dead recording.
Udzama Google. No, like it's too late. Google. It's too late for you to impress us.
I have seen that movie whereby this guy.
Isao. Anyway, you'll figure it out.
I think now it's even worse. You're gonna Google now that you have something to prove.
So Wolfenstein: The New Order. It assumes that Germany was now the victor, and post World War II, what that world would look like. Bruh, the innovations that the Germans had, you can see some semblance of truth because they were doing testing from different realms of technologies. There's a religious side of thing where they were trying to find Noah's Ark, and in Raiders of the Ark, they were trying to find the, what do you call the one that's
Ark of the Covenant?
Ark of the Covenant. They were trying to do robotics at that age. They were trying to manipulate mind and genetics with chemical compounds. So meth. Meth was actually used in World War II.
Like
they would take that basically methamphetamine.
So like you are like a super soldier, on the field, and they're able to do that blitzkrieg. Right? Correct. You can open two fronts against France, then you make the mistake of opening a front against the Soviet Union. So you look at the modern world, but it's German scientists who built it. The US would have not been able to win the space race.
Yeah.
Had it not been for von Braun, this guy, literally the guy who invented rockets and like they had missiles. Back in the day, they used to have this sort of rail artilleries.
Yeah.
And then this guy found out it's a lot easier to deliver explosives or ordinances if you have, it's called a V12. I think it's a V12 rocket that was being used to bomb England back to back. So literally, von Braun was literally, that paperclip, it's called paperclip, Operation Paperclip, where the US more or less took the whole of Nazi intelligentsia and just transported it in the US.
To US. I've heard
something. So these guys are the real deal. Germany has always been the real deal. There's so many treaties that were forced to sign from World War I that made World War II inevitable.
Yeah.
There's so much things happening that are sort of imposed on them, a certain situation where it's just wealth being extracted from them.
Yeah.
So, but they're legit.
And you mentioned the rockets, which got me to thinking about the moon landing. Do you believe the moon landing actually happened?
Literally, I used to believe it until, of all people, a Korean professor of nuclear engineering made me realize that there's a probability it didn't happen. And it was very simple. This Van Allen radiation belts, I think you've heard of them.
Yeah, when you go past the certain stratosphere.
Exactly. There's this sort of space just above the Kármán line where we see that transition, where we've agreed is the transition from our Earth's atmosphere into space. So there's this region where charged particles, more or less radiation from the sun. The sun is emitting a lot of radiation, a lot of them charged particles, which are always the most dangerous. Zimekuwa trapped in the Earth's magnetic field. So, or the auroras are usually them, actually, you get. It is suicide to pass through the Van Allen radiation belt without proper shielding.
Yeah.
And this guy, this professor, this Korean professor, I remember that course very well, 2014, Introduction to Radiation with Matter, Introduction of Radiation with Matter. And we did the calculations, the dose of radiation that a single trip past the Van Allen radiation belt, the amount of dose you'd receive as a human being, it's fatal. Akina nani, this
what's his name?
Buzz Aldrin,
Neil Armstrong.
and Neil Armstrong. Basically, they went through it twice. Hadi sahi, like it's really these things that we used to think were conspiracy theories.
Yeah. So forget all the technical stuff. Just look at the basic stuff. Today, I can video call you in 5G network.
Yeah.
And they're still buffering. And it's a distance from me here to maybe Kim and Karen. These motherfuckers live streamed it in 1960.
Maze.
Like, think of there's literally a video footage of the rocket ship landing. They were manning it remotely. Suck my dick. How in 1960 walikuwa na man remotely? There was how did the camera get there?
Yeah, the camera first.
The camera first.
See, in the lead up to Apollo 11, like all those Apollo missions, wanasema, they used to sort of deliver stuff.
Yeah,
so
but
Apollo
bro,
1.
You're telling me they were remote controlling in 1960?
No.
Footage. And then have you seen the shell? Okay, have you seen SpaceX and all the tests they're doing? Have you seen the size of whatever they're trying to do?
Starship,
And you see, okay,
it's huge.
now that shell where the people are normally based is quite minimal, right? But it has to have thrusters attached to it. Did you see in the moon landing? And maybe we can try and put a footage over here. That small thing going up like this. Bro, it was like he was being lifted up.
They're doing a bit of CGI, but you've seen the CGI from the 60s when you watch like in a Star Trek.
Even the call to State House from space.
From space,
yeah,
1960s.
I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House, and this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here.
There's a picture I saw recently about Izinin is a curiosity sending back from Mars, where someone had sort of put picture in curiosity metuma, and then on the other side there's like a place in Atacama Desert in South America. Na nasema, like bro, like
even this,
I'm so skeptical, Maze. I've become a very skeptical person, Maze.
Recently, Jeff Bezos, what's his thing called?
Nini, Blue Origin.
Huh?
That car flight, Blue Origin. So that's his company, Blue Origin.
Blue Origin. But you saw the launch. Apparently, it was fake as well, yeah?
Ile alipeleka those girls, you know, remember those divas who went on a suborbital flight?
Blue Origin logo, yeah? I want to show you guys something.
I don't know,
Actually,
Maze.
Is it called Blue Origin?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos in Blue Origin.
Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos. They've changed the sign. What the hell?
With that car rocket. I saw some feminists walikuwa wanapiga kelele. These rockets are too phallic.
Okay.
They look like phalluses.
I'm trying to find the logo. I want to show you guys something of it. But they changed it to apparently a feather now.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Mbona feather?
Okay.
Is there logic behind it?
Okay, so do you remember this one, yeah? 1 second. Let me just show you. The NS31. Do you remember this one?
Yeah.
So this is the one. Kim, I'm not sure if the camera's pointing. We can put it up there.
Yes.
Now, when I turn it up like this, what does it look like?
Bro, see, these are these goats. This
the
evil
Baphomet.
Baphomet. Exactly.
The devil with 2 horns.
Yeah.
I mean, this is in your face.
Yeah.
Right? And we can put that picture up. Sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can see this. Kim will put it up.
Yes.
But that's the devil, man.
Yes.
So
one of my favorite dubstep artists, Sudden Death, whenever he has a set, he normally wears that car helmet.
let me ask you.
That makes me look like that. Makes him look like that.
If you offered all the riches in the world,
Yeah.
would you become a Satanist?
You know I'm an atheist, right? You know I don't believe in
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm an atheist. But
You don't believe in God? So when you die, you become that feed Kim uses the cover to wash himself with.
Mimi, when I die, I'll go back to where I was. You know, you've had a surgery. You had surgery before, right? And you had a bit of an aesthetic in you.
Yeah.
You know that place where you are when you are out.
I was asleep.
Utarudi huko.
And it's like a permanent sleep.
More or less. That's what you'll go back where you were before you were born. So let me tell you this. So I'm an atheist, but I don't wear it on my sleeve. Like, it's just another thing.
Were you always an atheist, or there's a turning point which convinced you that God doesn't exist?
I think biology form 2, that dichotomous key, an introduction to evolution. The moment I read it, I was like, there's no such thing as religion. Unajua mimi, I was Catholic. I was raised
But
Catholic.
doesn't evolution in some way signify religion as well?
Nah.
Because the earth was created like in 7 days and from light, from nothing. So the atom splitting and everything coming from that.
So me,
Yeah.
creation stories, that's a very specific one. There are
Yeah.
quite like thousands of creation stories. So me, I'm more of the opinion that life, panspermia, this thing where all life in the universe originated from a single source, and then it's sort of dispersed all over the universe. I'm more amenable to that than the classical creation story. There's so much evidence, especially Upper Africa, about that panspermia. I think the most famous one has to be Dogon mythology.
Yeah.
This Dogon tribe who knew that Sirius B was a binary star system long before any of these scientists.
But it's
Mm,
if you think about it, I know this may be siding on blasphemy,
yeah.
but imagine you're a person that creates beings to worship yourself.
Yeah, I think
just follow my train of thought. Like,
it's so petty and so human.
It
is so mortal.
It's so I don't know how to put my words exactly. I'm trying to think of the right words. But think of this: we're here, and we are told, well, you need to live, and you need to worship, so that when you die, you can go to a nice place. Like, that just seems like we've been put in a game that we have no control of.
Yeah.
And we've been told, well,
so,
and if you misbehave, you go to the bad side.
My view with religion is that it's very useful for some people.
Yeah.
Specifically because it gives them peace. Right? There's some people in your life is all turmoil, and the only refuge you have is maybe memories of when you were young and your dad used to take you to church. Right? It's something you can hold on to, and it can give you purpose, and you can sleep at night. But Mimi, it's more of, there are too many contradictions. I have to suppress so many perspectives and so many things I consider to be absolute and evidence now. So it just, but at the same time, as I mentioned, me, I'm not evangelical. I know Mof is going to see this. Me, I don't preach it.
Yeah.
I as long as you are able to do a religion without coming to affect me and telling me where I'm going to die, when I'm going to go when I die, then I don't mind it, to be totally honest. Not really an ape. Me and apes, we came from the same ancestor. That ancestor is not an ape. It is something different from an ape. Mbona, you look down on apes.
No, I'm like, how?
But Kim, think about this. Like life, yeah? What is the meaning of all this rat race? Are we going through all these trials, all these tribulations, just to end up in a place where someone tells you you misbehave, so you go here, you behave, so you go to... I'm looking at it from the side of the people that don't believe in religion, right?
Or
like,
people...
what's why were we sent here? What's our purpose? Is our purpose just to fornicate? Is our purpose to create? Is our purpose to fight each other? Like,
another thing,
like, if you were that person, you had the ability to create life, would you put them in a sphere, and then would you give them free will to do whatever they wanted? But then that free will has to be tied towards them worshipping you,
and you can intervene. When you want. When you see me in the shower with my lotion,
you can kill people as you see fit. So when you put it like that, as you as a person, and again, this is blasphemy. So I'm a religious guy. I believe in religion. I'm hoping at the end of it, by being a good person, that there is the reward of heaven. Like, if I blow you guys up, maybe I guess 72 virgins, but
they don't say if they're male virgins or female virgins.
God says he's a jealous God. But that would
make him so mortal.
No, but that would also establish that there's different types of gods. Because if I'm saying I am a jealous God, what do you mean? So is it because you're assuming Jesus is a God as well?
No.
Are you Catholic?
No. So maybe correct me if I'm wrong. In Christianity, there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? So are those three considered as gods?
No, they are not considered as God. They are God in one. Like
This-
God in these forms.
Okay.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
This
I
Trinity.
hope.
He's in those three.
Can we get you mic'd up though? Can people hear you sing? They'll be able to hear you. Okay, so they'll hear you, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's a motherfucker who said, give Kim a mic. Fuck you, I won't.
He can be our Ian. You know,
Yeah.
the way Ian is always
Who's Ian?
on the Mwafrika's Ikonini.
Oh,
Ian is always
no.
the guy with the puns and the
Yeah, yeah.
interjections. Yeah.
So,
thing is, I was raised Catholic. Upper Guadalupe. I used to go to Our Lady of Guadalupe. I was an altar boy. I did all those sacraments: First Holy Communion,
really,
confirmation, profession of faith. And I also went to a high school that was sponsored. I almost came to Nini by there after I finished. I almost came to Saints after I graduated from Maseno School. So I've interacted with the religion quite a lot. Now, I don't like the side of it that tries to be scientific. Me, I always say that those parts of religion are sciences that failed. Back in the day, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, obviously guys were sitting down and talking to each other, discussing where did we come from. These questions we are having, they're not new. The things that people have been discussing for years. What has happened is that at some point, we decided that those guys from 3,000, 4,000 years ago, they were more knowledgeable about the origin of life and all that. Now so according to me, religion is a failed science. I'm all for the moral side, the solidarity, the rituals and all that. I like that because it's a cure for so many things we see that is wrong in the world today. But this other side where it tries to act as if it's a science, hapo ndo mali nakosana nayo kiasi.
It's a conversation that's just so fascinating because I'm not sure if this happens to you, but at times I get into my own headspace at night and I'm wondering, what's the point of it all?
Why does it why must it have a point?
But like, why are we here? Right? Like
there's a question one of my friends asked me.
Like, and follow my train of thought over here. Okay. Everything has a start and an end, for the most part. The Earth as well. The core will give up at one point. Everything, all stars. There's a dying star. We exist between time and space. Okay, but we're in this tiny pocket that's made to be part of a larger universe. Are there things out there? And then there's a religious aspect. You know, there's 7 heavens. So, and you're this tiny speck over here with 19,000 subscribers on YouTube. But what am I meant to, like, what's my grander purpose? Is all my life going to be working a 9 to 5, creating this content, having a family, having kids, passing it on, and then just dying? And then where do I go? What happens after that? Is there actually a heaven? Is there a hell? Do I have to wait in a grave until judgment day comes for us all to be lined up? Or is, as the atheists say, is it just empty space? Do we just disappear? Or as the Hindus say, do we get reincarnated? Yeah. So if I'm a douchebag, I reincarnate as an animal or a pig, and then I ended up on Farmer's Choice Nyama Bite sausages.
So extensive.
But don't you guys think like that?
Like I do. I like all these are philosophical questions, and everybody has an opinion about them. Even babies who have just been born, they have an opinion of where we came from and where we're going. But I think we don't need to have a purpose. What's the purpose of a mountain? What's the purpose of a mountain?
To give some weight.
No, it is. It is. It is a mountain.
Yeah.
Like human beings, we want to rationalize.
But we came from one person, right? That's we can admit that.
No, we didn't come from one part. Like human beings, am I animals or what?
Human being.
No, I don't think we did.
But if it's the law of multiplication. If you divide enough, eventually you end up with.
No.
Yeah.
No. Mimi.
No, think. Wait.
Niambie.
Again, follow my same train of thought, all right?
Okay.
Let's go back. Take all of us, our parents, their parents before them.
Yes.
Bring it all back.
Yes.
That multiplication, the 2 divided by 2 divided by 2 divided by 2. Eventually, you'll get to 2 people at the top who had to have procreated to get 1.
But sasa, these 2 people walitoka wapi?
So, okay, I don't know.
That's true.
Where did they come from? These 2 guys.
Says, these 2 guys were created.
No. So the Quran
God
says
said
the Quran says the same thing.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve were created, and Eve
Mm.
was created as she took Adam's rib, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why women are entitled to fucking 50% of
But
The-
God
the
was,
divorces
but God
earnings.
was there. God was there. He was just there as a spirit.
You get, at some point there has to be a jump. At some point there has to be a logical
Okay,
jump.
so the scientific side says
Uh,
that evolution is basically how we came from things. Is
yes.
from apes who started getting more intelligence and started as a result of evolution. And
Yeah, it goes all the
it
way
goes
back.
all the way back. Yeah, it goes
Mm.
all the way back, and something of the sort. And the thing is, humans genuinely have adapted habitually, and then their traits come out different over generations. And what I mean by habitual is, for example, and I think Gasha was talking about this on a podcast, where I think Jaluas are the meat eaters,
Yes.
and Kikuyus are grain eaters.
Mm,
Well,
I get.
I'm forgetting which. It was a bit ambiguous. Actually, I'm trying to forget.
Mm.
Trying to remember. But what he was trying to say is one particular culture
Mm.
of bodybuilders
Mm.
are so attuned to developing muscles faster because
Mm.
if you look at their grandfathers and their fathers before them,
Mm.
they were just meat and protein eaters versus the other cultures
Mm.
where they're mostly eating grains.
Mm.
They have a harder time
Mm.
putting on muscle and are more skinnier or have more complications with health issues and are more fatter.
Mm.
So if you spread that over years, I think that evolution aspect can be said
Can
that
be seen. Yeah.
that people, due to survival and
Yeah.
due to living a certain ways, they had to change their ways, and those traits came down generations. So there is that argument that maybe we came from,
Like,
but all life must have started from somewhere. Or
no, like literally, I think it's a sort of dilemma that is very inherent in our sort of predisposition as human beings, that we have this mentality of a beginning. There's a lot of criticism for those of us who believe in the Big Bang that there wasn't even a Big Bang. This sort of reversion to a single point,
yeah,
it is something you see in a lot of our mentality,
okay, but
a lot of things.
But the Big
So
Bang stipulates that everything started from that Big Bang.
that singularity. But
And
there's some
what
people who
was
say
the first form of life that started from that? It was a cell, right?
if you accept that, it doesn't even have to be a cell. So Mimi, okay, let me just clarify what my position is with regards to origins of life and the universe. I think it's a sort of it's a fallacy that is inbuilt in us as human beings, the way we reason very binary, that everything has to revert to a single point. The Big Bang, the fact that we say that there's a time when there was like a single point and then it sort of spread out, is very similar to what you said about human beings coming from. You see that reversion.
But all creations have a creator.
Why do you say all of them?
Everything
Which
around
one?
you was created by someone.
But everything around us is so tiny in this grand universe.
So who created this universe?
I don't know. And it's okay. That's the thing with you
That's why I
human beings.
invited you here. So to have answers for all these
Human
questions.
beings, we have this fallacy thing and this predisposition where we have to have a start and we have to have an end. It doesn't have to be like that. Time itself is a dimension. You get? Time is a dimension. There's a very interesting tale I saw recently that they were making the case that the future doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is the past, because the thing that makes the past are events. It is enough. So this sort of thing that the time is something to be spent and something that elapses, it's a very recent sort of thing. And someone was saying that it's a very Eurocentric way of looking at things. All these things have their own, there's this sort of guiding philosophy that is intrinsic in all manner of life. Na sisi yetu, everything has to have a beginning and has to have an end and has to have a transition. And like it's a very narrow, very tunnel vision way of looking at things. As someone mwenye I've majored in a science, it doesn't have to be like that, if you ask me. It just is. There doesn't have to be an explanation for it. I don't need to know who made the world and what purpose alikuwa nayo akitengeneza world. He just made it. You get? I'm being too abstract.
No,
Am I being too abstract?
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I think we're all sort of out of our depth over here.
Yeah.
And it would actually behoove me to get a evolution expert and try and explain that part. And maybe from a religious point of view also.
Revert even to, see, there are people who say that physics is the beginning of all debates.
Correct.
Go to a physicist, somebody who studied perturbation theory, where they say that there's this equation that more or less governs everything, and then you sort of perturb it, and then you are able to see some of these equations that govern a lot of what we see.
Yeah.
But everything doesn't have to have an origin. It doesn't have to have, there doesn't need to be a creation.
Can I ask you, how does mathematics correlate to time and singularities and all this shit?
Mathematics is just the language you use to describe it. But at the same time...
How? For example, like Einstein, his breakthroughs were through maths.
Yes.
How the fuck?
So maths is more or less a language.
KP, you didn't do KCP, yeah? You did KCP?
Yeah, KCP.
How much you get in maths?
347 KCP.
347 out of 500.
Really?
Nice.
True.
347.
Yeah.
I had 437. It's exactly 100. That's an interesting coincidence.
Yeah, 437
out of 500.
437 is quite good.
Yeah.
Mm.
The range is cool. But now I got big during my time.
That's impressive. Because Matengi fucked things up.
Very much.
I just cast.
Let's see. Join the club. Okay, explain to me how, and I'm not sure if it's out of your depth again. You're a nuclear scientist, so I'm not sure if it ties into your learning. But normally, when they're describing these anomalies in space, time, continuum, and life, they always use math. So I'm not sure how it correlates exactly.
So the logic is that math is a sort of universal language. That math, if we were to go to the other end of the universe and get a civilization there that has managed to get to a point where we are, that we will not be able to communicate verbally, maybe. We will not be able to communicate the only thing we would be able to understand is 2 plus 2 is equals to 4, regardless of where it is in the universe. Yeah. That's the logic behind a lot of this, why we use math in physics.
Okay.
So physics is a lot better at explaining origins and progress and all these things we're trying to discuss than anything else, if you ask me. By the time you're bringing in chemistry, because it has to be physics, then chemistry to have all these molecules, and then when you're talking about evolution, local biology, right? But if you want to really understand it, it has to be physics. Now, the way you describe physics is using mathematics. So that's the logic. So all good physicists are very good mathematicians.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good explanation. That. Thank you. I learned something new today. Maths is neutral. There was actually a mama, and went viral on podcast. She was asked a question, isn't 1 + 1 2? And she goes on to say, well, maybe not. It depends in space and time. If it's infinite, you saw that.
It's interesting you say that, because there's a story I read. It's called Division by Zero. What happened is that, that Arrival. You remember Arrival movie, 2016?
Is it the one with Jeremy Renner?
Yes, the one where there's these octopods, these aliens. They look like octopuses and whatever.
I haven't seen it, though.
You haven't watched it?
No.
So it's based on a story, a short story written in 1990, I think, by someone called, was it Ken Liu, or what's the name of him? So that short story, Arrival, if you look at the book, there's another story up on ndani inaitwa Division by Zero, where you have this mathematician mwenye ameweza, she's been able to show that 2 is equal to 0 using all the axioms of maths.
Really?
I don't know if have you done pure maths at any point where you go with the axioms of mathematics, where you so the logic more or less in that story is that even math itself is not universal. Math itself is not universal.
So is there any truth? Has she proven it? Is it just her opinion?
So
because obviously they have to publish something, and then people have to.
In the story, what happened is that this girl has been able to prove that 2 is equal to 0. And then the fact that she's a mathematician and a lot of the things around her is based on math. The way we just talked to each other, say, math is some sort of universal language. Yeah. The reason she sort of goes mad after proving that 2 is equals to 0. Okay. Because everything around her reality crumbles. Okay. Because ameweza kuprove you. Na mimi, if you want to know how messed up and abstract I am, I'm more than willing to concede that mathematics is not universal.
So what would you say is universal language?
I do not know. And that is okay. That is okay.
Money is universal language.
So many of the things we take to be absolute in this our corner of the universe, our stable corner of the universe, might not be the same somewhere else.
Okay. That's, well, it's all fact, is what it is.
Yeah. Like,
I saw this article. You know what cartographers are?
Yes, these guys will do maps.
Yeah, apparently they're saying they need to correct the map of Africa, and it matters.
Long overdue.
Why do we give a fuck, though? Does it improve your life?
It doesn't, but there's so many trends, geopolitical trends, that gonna shift when people understand just how big Africa is.
So I know Greenland, for example, is overestimated in terms of size.
Yes.
Maybe that's why Trump wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
But Africa is maybe 14 times the size of it, and on the global map they've put it out.
So I encountered this discussion a while back. It's not a new discussion.
I'm trying to see where that article is.
Market projection. The reason why they did that is they were trying to, a lot of the sailing that happened back in the day, the 17th and the 16th century, you were trying to look for the shortest route from Europe to the New World, which is the Americas.
Yes.
Now you had to design your map in such a way that the Northern Hemisphere was a lot more bloated than the Southern Hemisphere. So it wasn't deliberate. People say that it's a form of racism.
And if you compare the size of the continents on the map, Africa is quite big, right?
It's huge.
Russia has been exaggerated. Sana. So would you be aware of what the size of Russia is comparatively? Like if you were to look at a country.
In terms of time zones, I think it's like 12 time zones or something like that. But it's not that big. Siberia is not that big. So
Russia time zone is massive, man.
Russia is not as wide as it looks on this market projection, which is the maps we use nowadays.
Yeah.
It's a lot thinner. Right? So you have Western Russia, and then the eastern side, the Siberia. It's a very thin sliver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Russia?
I'm actually going to Russia on the 25th.
What?
Yeah, man. The motherland, I had Komi inklings when I was younger.
So how was the visa process for that?
I'm going to be applying for it. I've already been sent the invite. It's World Atomic Week. Okay. And I'm going to be there as a nuclear guy from Africa.
So so actually the borders are open now for people are traveling there.
Yes, but I think it's going to mess me up because I'm going to have that stamp from Moscow. So, these guys are fighting with the West. There's a new Cold War. So if they see on your stamp, or you're in Iran or you're in Russia.
Obviously that, I think Iran, that messes it up. Russia is one of the big ones. Iraq as well, Afghanistan. If you go to these countries, they usually check your passport. So Russia, and this is going to be your first time now in Moscow.
Yes.
And when are you going?
25th September. It's very soon,
It's called
World Atomic Week. So everything nuclear, from fusion, which is plasma science, to fission. My name's fission. I'm a fission guy. But it's, when these conferences, there's nothing technical about it. It's just guys talking. Yeah.
Most of these conferences are dick swinging, bro.
And even these Russians, are they amenable to what's a black kamimi? Ama?
Like when you come back from Stockholm, go over there and then come back for the podcast and tell us how it is.
Sweden. Sweden. The situation was very dry.
You were in Sweden recently?
No. That's where I did my masters. KTH. I was at KTH in Stockholm.
I remember that.
And those Scandinavian girls, no, Maze.
They don't like black people.
They're not. I don't find them attractive.
Ama, they were rejecting you.
No. I genuinely don't find them attractive.
I thought African men would thrive in Europe.
Nini messed me up. Korea messed me up. I have very selective. I have a very distinct
palate.
Yeah, that's the word. I think that's the perfect word. I was ordered to say something very bad, but you've rescued me.
I've saved you from yourself.
So I found myself around Asians. I mean, Stockholm supposed to be the most liberal city in the world, but I'm only hanging out with Asians.
So you like Asian people, eh? Okay.
I'm more friendly with them. I'm friendly with everyone, but I'm more friendly with Asians.
Have you seen the Chinatown in Kenya?
Upper Kilimani.
You'd thrive over there. Like,
so those guys will get very triggered if they hear that Mimi, I spent time in Korea, but then I consider myself an Asian whisperer. Someone used that word when I was one of my classmates. Alisema, Agar is the Asian whisperer because he could just see me around Asians. And I was like, Udzama. Everyone has an Asian fetish. So when you're the Asian whisperer, some people are a bit jealous.
So the Chinatown is actually pretty impressive, from restaurants to... And proper Chinese restaurants. Normally what we have over here has a lot of Indo heritage fused into it, so it's a bit like desi. There they have actually proper Chinese hot pot, Chinese food.
Yes.
And it's nice. It's a good culture.
Have
it's
you
like
ordered
a bonding experience.
Any Asian food on Glovo? Have you ever tried doing that? No. Wakenya ni akina nani? So I like ordering tofu on Glovo.
Yeah.
And one of these days I decided there's one very specific place I like messaging on Glovo. Wanitumie a bit of fried rice na tofu. I decided to check on the map where the rider was coming from. I was expecting the rider to come from Chinatown, the one in Kilimani. Ujamaa alikuwa anatoka Ongwaro. They're coming from Ongwaro.
Really?
There's a Kenyan out there, America on Glovo, a business, a Chinese, an Asian fusion restaurant, but it's based in Ongwaro. I decided to call them, and it's a random guy with the Luya accent. Walai, serious. I was very shocked. And if you want to know how industrial this guy is, it's not just one shop. If you go on Glovo, you see quite a number of Asian.
You do. You have a lot of these ghost kitchens that have Asian food.
All from Kawangware.
Can we take a 10-minute break?
Sure.
Sorry, guys. I had a bio break. This seems like this C4 is causing explosions internally.
But that's what
me.
Caffeine does, eh?
Yeah.
So you always feel like you want to go and...
Yeah. This ring is stuck on this finger, on the right hand.
Mimi, like, I'm quite surprised. Like, Nani is our mutual friend, right?
Who?
Fazza the gamer.
Yes.
I was expecting his wedding to happen soon.
Is he in a relationship?
I don't know if this is going to go on air because I don't know if it's private info from his side.
This is public space, bro.
I had literally reached out to him when aje bana wedoni siku gani, and then the discussion just turned weird. I don't know.
Have you got someone?
No, it's messed up.
Such a talented guy, good-looking guy. You use makeup from Korea.
I think good looking. But in the morning, okay, I was doing a bit of steaming. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah. No homo, bro. Your complexion and the skin is quite good. By the way, should I turn it off? The AC is too cold.
Maybe I'm chill.
Maybe I can put it. This studio has an AC, guys. So
they should come and check it out if they can.
Yeah, we actually, by the way, we had a subscriber, Ernest. Ernest, if you're watching, thank you for stopping by. We met him, and it's weird these days. You know, I get recognized. I'm still not used to it.
Mimi, I think the best thing you've done for your podcast was standing up on Mofrika's podcast.
Oh, you watched that?
Yeah. It was excellent. Like, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this to sort of glaze you or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've been saying for ages, we need you and Mofrika on the same podcast.
Yeah, we did one with Moaf in the car.
Yeah.
But I think because it's the first time we met, so there was no familiarity.
But I think there's another one you were in his studio.
No, so that was now me on his. Obviously, we'd met and we'd engaged. I want to get Moaf on my podcast again to do a one-on-one with him like this. But also with Eric as well to see that dynamic.
You guys should literally spend just time talking about those origins of life. He has very interesting perspectives. But he's a bit evangelical about his atheism.
What I'll say is in the podcast scene, the top two guys that Eric is like my partner in crime, right? But when I say for both of us, when we look at the level of success we want to achieve, our reference points have always been Moaf and Mike Check. And by the way, Chaksi, shout out to Chaksi. He is so willing to give information and support. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Like, he's just an all-round cool dude, man. I've got such positivity from him. Moaf as well. Like, when it comes to recovering audio, if there's ever any issue. There's one episode I did with Saddam where the audio was fixed by Moaf. So they have no ounce of ego, so they deserve all the success coming to them, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, ringing back end. Have you ever had diarrhea?
Of course, man.
This will cause it more.
But it's been a while.
By the way, guys, this C4 literally will blow your guts apart. I don't know, maybe it's this, man, because it's the first time have I ever taken a bio break during a podcast? So, okay.
But you know, it
must be this one.
You're a bit high on caffeine. Eh? This is like you already drank so much cups of coffee, and then
these days
this is like I'm seeing it's 32 per 100 ml. So it's like 160.
To be frank, I've been so lethargic over the past 3-4 months. Do you think it's the extra weight I put on?
It's because you disrupted your sort of schedule. Like you are sort of very consistent with your gymming, and then it's something that you're not doing anymore because of your injury. So of course it's gonna perturb everything. I think that's the issue.
I feel just lazy. Like I can sleep 8 hours.
As I was saying,
and I wake up tired.
I was saying before the recording started, it's gonna take a very Herculean effort to go back to that sort of schedule at our age.
It's enough, but you know the thing is the energy and the cloud fog. This burnout at work as well. I'm not sure if I just need to take a sabbatical from work. Just 3 months just to focus on going to the gym every day and doing nothing else. And I don't have the luxury to do that because I work for a salary and I'm a salary man. So if I had someone who was willing to donate me a 3-month sabbatical check, bruv.
You're too optimistic about
all
that.
I'm doing is just going to the gym and doing the podcast.
I saw you guys are opening another data center. Like you posted a story where you guys were constructing a second one. I'm a million as well.
Yeah, that's Nairobi too.
So always hepa. Chapa kazi mse.
It's the work is good, but being 10 years at a job.
Yeah. A sabbatical is long overdue.
Yeah. So you feel like maybe you want to do different things, and the podcast is so much more rewarding. It's easier. I enjoy it. The energy is there, and you sort of base it off the guests as well that you meet, right? Now, I think with the sales job, one thing I'm grateful for is the last 9 years of grinding have paid off, because now I'm not really selling. And what I mean by that is I am a well-known quantity and within the industry. But it's because of those pillars I've built up.
Okay.
So today, case in point, I get a call in the morning from a bank. We need this. We heard you're the guy. Can we do this? I'm like, no problem. Share that information. Got another call from an insurance company. I was referred to you by this guy. And the previous 9 years was me always chasing the meeting. And it's helped now. It's come to that point. But I think maybe the mental fog is also due to the physical fog. And you're very right. Like having that same motivation of going to the gym twice a day, just like literally last year, twice a day, working out, having to go. My cousin Iqbal, who's also one of the cohorts of Coffee Pump, he was with Gashao. I used to call him at 3, 4 in the morning after my shenanigans. Yo, let's go to the gym. And he knew Friday night comes, Sajid is going to call me. We're going to go to the gym. We'd go to find a 24-hour gym. We'd work out. That was our routine. Whenever we'd catch up, we would just go and work out.
Yeah, I think you really need to look what's out for burnout. You really need to look it as much as the work is rewarding. Me, burnout has paralyzed me more or less. I find myself, the line between my personal life and my work is so blurred, dude. Like it's something needs to change. But the same time, it's not something that, like, say, I feel it's also the same for you. In as much as you need a sabbatical, it's not the optimum time to do it, because things are finally coming together and you have a reputation that you build. You don't want to introduce a breakup where you're going to leave and then come back and start building all over again.
If I do the sabbatical, I would leave the sales job, but I wouldn't leave the podcast.
Okay.
Like my former boss complimented on me.
Okay.
He doesn't compliment easily. Like it takes a lot to please him. But he has said that, because I still have the imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Where I'm not really privy to what this channel is. For me, it's like, oh, we're just at 19,000 subscribers.
Okay.
We're not yet there. But when I was having a conversation with him recently, and he said, props to the effort, man. Because he's getting compliments from the podcast when I do shout him out. And a lot of motherfuckers have been approaching Ranjit. Let me tell you something. He's not going on any of your fucking podcasts, yeah, before he comes on mine.
Oh, that's your boss?
Yeah, I mean, there are people approaching him. There is podcasts approaching him. Fuck off. Wait in line, boss. If there's one podcast Ranjit's going to do, it's going to be mine first. Suck my dick. I was a bit offended by these other guys trying to chase him.
Just for them to sort of put...
talk about what I've been talking about. Go fuck yourself. Wait in line, motherfuckers.
But anyway. I think it's such a sensitive topic, especially given some of the things that you are talking about. Kama that Shah thing you guys were talking with Mof. I don't think he would be.
Speaking of Shah, I just saw this article again. This is, and I want to tie it into corruption. There was something I saw on Twitter, and Kim, I'll send you this image. Justin Trudeau, his net worth and Trudeau is what he would be considered the prime minister of. Is the prime minister the position? Canada, yeah. Trudeau's net worth in 2020 was $10 million. Now at the end of, and this was posted in 2025, 28th August. Now at the end of this year, it's estimated to be about $385 million. He makes $350,000 as a prime minister. So where the fuck does he get all that money from?
Yeah.
I'll send you this, Kim. You just put it up over here.
Yeah.
Now, in relation to Shah, the article I saw was Shah fraud. Mandera and Homa Bay top with number of facilities in latest blacklist. So out of all the counties, Mandera and Homa Bay have the most amount of facilities with fraud that have been shut down. So in a way, maybe Shah has, because as much as Shah had that negative connotation to it, there is some positivity being tracked over here through the system.
But the issue, this issue is always the same. Like I'm interested in knowing, is this money gonna be recovered?
45 facilities gazetted by Chief Executive Mercy Mwangi. 10 were in Mandera, while 6 were in Homa Bay. Other counties topping the blacklist were Kisumu and Garissa with 3 each. So essentially, Shah was able to. That's one positive side of it we've seen. And I think in all governments, corruption is not just an African problem.
It's not.
Corruption is a universal problem.
Yes.
The difference is the level in which people eat. All right? And the finesse in which they do it. So in Nigeria, finesse was one of the main things I saw. And what I mean by finesse is, for example, you're told to paint a wall. In Kenya, we've now got to the point where we'll paint a wall and we'll not leave any white markings. It'll be done very well. In Nigeria, they'll paint over half the wall.
Okay.
And they'll eat half the paint.
Okay.
Right?
Really? In Kenya, I think it's also the same, Mama.
What I mean by that, and now the difference is, in Kenya, what we'll do is we'll overinflate the price of the paint and the brush and the labor. But the job will try and get it done. It's changing now. Jobs are not getting done. But in Nigeria, they'll do that, but they'll still paint half the fucking wall and basically still cool out. So it's rampant corruption. So I'm assuming in Canada, there's even a lot more finesse to how it's done.
They call it lobbying.
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot more back doors. But anyway, this was a positive I saw of Shah.
You know, Mimi, I'll tell you like a situation that emerged not recently, like about 2-3 months ago.
Yes.
Where I approached a very senior politician. What was happening is that there was a conference in Cape Town. And there was a delegation that was going to leave from the Ministry of Energy, a huge one. And they didn't know that there was a Kenyan who was going to be part of the nuclear side. I was running the nuclear side of things. Now, me, I was like, okay, I'm not exactly as rich as I should be to be able to go to South Africa, kivyangu to out of nowhere. Let me try box myself into this huge delegation from the Ministry of Energy. They'll know that there's a Kenyan who's going to be in charge of the nuclear side. Right. So I approached this very senior politician and he invites me to his office and we're now talking and I'm what I need. And this is someone who's raking in a clean, even without the backdoor veto. Someone maybe 1.5 mic, including the benefits and allowances. This guy asks me, mwenye nimekuja, asking to be boxed into the Ministry of Energy delegation, ask me for something, to give him something so that basically, scratch your back. Scratch my back, I'll scratch you as more or less. What is it that mimi naweza kukupatia wewe as an MP mwenye uko na 1.5 mic guaranteed per month that is gonna allow you to, nini naweza like, it's just unnecessary corruption. Even stuff that doesn't register, doesn't make any sense. Alikata. Ended up having to go by myself, funding for myself, just decimated my bank account. That's the lesson. It's like primitive accumulation where even when it's not necessary, you just do it maybe for the thrill, maybe. Kleptomaniacal behavior.
Sorry, and it goes to the, again, the same train of thought where politicians, you've heard of this, when you want to meet them, you have to come with a briefcase of cash.
Yeah.
Why? Some of you are multi-millionaires, billionaires. In a way, there's the opposite side where it says, you shouldn't be wasting my time, so if you give me the money, I know you're serious.
Yeah.
But come on.
Come on.
Yeah. Bring me up to speed on Nuclear Society of Kenya. What's been going on?
Did I tell you that I quit as the secretary?
You quit?
I resigned. Yeah, I resigned.
The fuck?
I resigned in February, say.
What happened?
I just realized that I'm not a society's person.
That pause. Was there some corruption involved?
No corruption involved. I just realized that I'm not a society's person. I'm the worst person to give like leadership. I'm a dictator when I know things are supposed to be done a certain way and I see people don't want to do it. So I lost my temper in a very, very bad way. I came to regret badai. But I was like, come on, I know this has to be done like this and you're refusing to do it like this, so I'm going to throw a tantrum and leave. Yeah, man, I'm no longer the secretary. But it happens. Like, I think it's a much more healthy thing than just to stay somewhere where you're gonna attack your own mental health.
But you think they were just going around in circles, not doing much?
Not really like that. It was us pulling, me and a couple of other people pulling in different directions. Na mimi, I was of the opinion that the direction that I was pulling in was the correct one. That the other person felt that was the direction they were pulling in.
Can you break it down for us? What those directions were? Is it very private conversations that?
No, it's not private at all. My perception of what the utility of a nuclear society and what was motivating me that time when I was running all over the place trying to get it up was that at the core, we're supposed at some point to operate the way Law Society of Kenya operates. You see the way Law Society of Kenya is able to even set the curriculum in uni,
yes,
in all these places. That was where I was sort of orienting. But I found out that that's not the way other people are looking at it. Other people are looking at it as more of a diplomacy, more of outreach, more soft power thing. Maybe it was the opposite. This was supposed to be a very technical dimension introduced. Like, I don't like using the word me being a tyrant as a thing, but there's no space for negotiation where things need to be done. If you know things need to be done a specific way, it needs to be done like this. You get. So I found myself pushing in that direction a lot more than other people are willing to push. And instead of forcing people to change, when it's like more or less the only person who's pulling in one direction, it wasn't hostile. Let me put it like that.
Okay.
Like it's not like
you just wanted to preserve your mental state, and you're like, it's not worth the effort.
I'm still quite involved.
Okay.
I'm always posting. Not only memes. I'm always posting like opportunities. Kasai, I've been posting about graduate school in Korea and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of the development of a nuclear energy plant in Kenya, I think the last time we spoke, it wasn't fully there. They were looking at Kilifi as a potential site. Kilifi had a bit of backlash because of what it did for the ecology. Ecological environment, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Where are we right now within the state of nuclear energy in Kenya? Is there a solid plan, or are we still just spinning our wheels?
So there are very specific things that I want to see done before I can make a sort of verdict on sort of appraise what we're trying to do. When the decision was being made to pivot this thing from Kilifi to Siaya, there were so many auxiliary infrastructure issues that were being discussed that made it plausible. I think there's a time we discussed, and I was telling you that the only place I see it possible to build a nuclear plant economically was along the coast.
Yeah.
And I was saying that the reason why that's the case is that if you're building it along the coast, you don't have to build a road inland in the same way we have to do it now that it's going to Siaya, right?
Yeah.
But then I saw that one of the projects that I was using to appraise the viability of it going to Siaya has been cancelled. The highway from Mombasa to Nairobi. You remember, like the high court squashed it. So the thing is in limbo. So
what do you mean the highway? The one that the expressway they were building on?
Exactly. They were supposed to dual it, and then they were supposed to have like 2 lanes on each side.
I thought it was approved.
No. Like last week, I think, ilikuwa cancelled. I don't know what it was supposed to be, like a US company that was supposed to do it.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. But High Court quashed it. I can't remember exactly what the grievance was.
Let me check that out.
Yeah.
Mombasa Nairobi Expressway, right?
Yes. So me, when I saw that, hiyo imekuwa cancelled, and I haven't seen a new deal to solve that, then you have to ask yourself, how are components going to be transported inland?
Nairobi
That's the issue.
Expressway. I've just seen that. News. Is there anything? Intrigues that sunk Mombasa Expressway dream.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says here. This is on Business Daily. The Treasury has rejected a proposal to build a 468 billion expressway linking Nairobi and Mombasa amid fallouts about the financial muscle of the private firms behind the project, prohibitive land and acquisition costs. Also, lack of policy sweetens that would guarantee the venture sustainability. Oh, fuck you, Business Daily. Why do I have to subscribe now? That's why no one's reading.
You know, even my
newspaper.
articles, I can't read my articles I've written in that Nini. They've put it behind a paywall. Yet they're my articles. I'm the one who wrote them. They do that after a couple of
that's why traditional media is dead.
Weeks.
Put your fucking advertisement in the website. Open it up so everyone can read. We don't want to fucking sign up to your bench or... Anyway, I'm very salty today, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I need to get fucking laid, man.
Yeah, you need to. Alafu pia, you've taken quite a number of caffeine, so...
You think that's causing the irritation?
Of course. So you know caffeine makes you want to go do quite a number of bio breaks.
By the way, have you... okay, I want to transition to a different topic.
Okay.
On the mamas. Prenups. You think they're very important to get?
Yes, very, very important.
The reason, and there's a reason I'm asking you, but give me your take.
I mean, you know, I'm that age when I'm seeing just how many people who got married in their 20s, COVID really messed them up, quite a number of people. And the sort of disruption that does to you emotionally, even before factoring the finances. I have friends who are suicidal, bro. So I know that when people are in that sort of honeymoon period where you fall in love with someone, you haven't really moved in, you don't amjuani kabisa, you want to sign off your life na kila kitu to them, but just to be pragmatic and to sort of save you turmoil that you don't need moving on, just to be responsible, it's good to have a conversation on this. There's that NBA player, that kind of NBA player who was telling the girlfriend all the way up until the day of the wedding, they signed a prenup, and the girl was refusing kabisa.
This was recently in the news as well.
Very, very recently.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking is because today I saw.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched American Pie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stifler, right?
Yeah.
Sean William Scott.
So
apparently he's now going through a divorce. And he had to, or maybe he was part of the breakup, and he was trying to split away from his wife. So he had to submit his finances to the court. Trying to find that article. Where is that? And to show his earnings, right? And the guy was very smart with his investment. Where is this thing?
Did he do what that footballer did, registering all assets in the mom's name? Remember that thing?
Well, let me just read you his assets. Sean Williams.
Let's say Latin.
Was it Espanol, this footballer who did that? Ama he was North American? Okay. No, North African.
Sean William Scott News. So, American Pie actor Sean William Scott, 6-figure monthly income revealed. We'll just put that article up here. It's on E-News. Not the best source. It's more of an entertainment thing. But he was... So, the article goes... He had to declare his monthly earnings amid his legal battles with ex-wife Olivia Kornberg, according to court docs obtained by multiple outlets. So, in the docs, he shares a daughter. What it shows is he earns an average of $110,000 per month. That's not bad for an actor who's in there, yeah?
That's proper.
In addition to roughly $45,000 per month in royalties and $31,000 per month in dividends and interest payments. So he's getting at least $200,000 a month, which is excellent. Meanwhile, the actor, who's in a period of shifting gears, blah, 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 his monthly expenses total to nearly $60,000, including approximately $15,000 in property taxes, $5,000 in repairs, $2,500 in groceries, and $1,500 in clothing purchases. And he's also got a vast financial portfolio consisting of $158,000 in cash at checkings and savings account, over $12.2 million in stocks, and over $18.7 million in property. He's done well for himself, including 3 Los Angeles homes. He's also listed assets such as a Mini Cooper hatchback worth $30,000, different cars, furniture, and artwork valued at about $100,000. So now, I think, and funny, he's come quite far because his first movie, he made $8,000. The American, well, not first movie, but back in March 2022, he described earning just $8,000 for the first American Pie.
Wow.
I mean, good on him, right?
Yeah.
But now imagine in a prenup situation, his wife, who has nothing to do with his financial success, what if she takes 50% of that?
So
how fucked is that?
We have to be fair, Sajid. We have to be fair. At the same time, if this girl has been with this guy for what, 10? How long have they been together?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe ChatGPT would be the right person to ask.
Yeah.
How long?
At the same time, even if you have a prenup and someone has been with you like a decade, dude, not really earning much, hajafanya any career progression, she'd basically more or less put a pause on her life and her earnings and her career to be with you. Just leaving her to go there with nothing over for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but what
cruel.
are the chances she made the same amount of money, even if she went and pursued? Highly unlikely, right?
So even though it's not 50%...
Oh, yeah, they married on September 21st, 2019, so fuck her.
2019 is like 6 years ago, man. That's
fuck
6
that
years.
Shit. That's nothing,
you have to be fair. You have to be fair. I'm not saying that they split half, Kabisa, but just letting away ishia after 6 years.
No. Obviously, you give her something. Like even what Cristiano Ronaldo, recently with the Georgie, what was her name? Georgiana. By the way, his ex Irina Shayk. You can put her up over here. Irina Shayk. Don't mess up the picture, yeah, Kim. She was my first crush. She was a Russian model. Have you seen her?
No, I haven't.
Bruh. So there's a point to this. I'll tell you. So let me Irina. Let me just show you a picture of her. Shayk. Okay, now she's old. Fuck.
But this girl that these footballers find attractive.
Okay, that's her.
Me, I'm an African man.
That's her. She's beautiful, right?
Maybe.
Kim, what do you think? Maybe,
we're Black African.
let me
dudes,
okay, but look at it. Look. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, maybe I can see her.
Yeah. So you put up a nice picture of her in a bikini over here. All right. And I'm sure, Kim, you can find nice pictures as you usually surf at night.
Yes, you're very good at finding good pictures.
Anyway, he's dating Georgiana right now. But let's ask ChatGPT, what's CR7's deal with his wife for prenup? Prenup. How much does she get? Because it was a lot. And let's see what you guys think of that. Okay. What does ChatGPT say? So, reported terms. It's unconfirmed, but this is what's been publicly leaked. So the reports that she will get in the case of an eventuality that they divorce, she will get US $121,000 per month for her personal expenses. She will get $5.6 million worth of real estate in Madrid and Lisbon. She will get lifetime allowance of $110,000 per month. She will get $500,000 per month for child support.
Oh.
She will get US $2 million per year for lifestyle maintenance.
Okay.
She will get 2 luxury cars from Ronaldo's collection. And private flights will be covered and 2 vacations per year.
So private expenses is like half a mic per month. How much money per month?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So let's estimate that maybe all this comes to about $10 million a year upkeep. This guy is nearly worth a B.
Then iko sawa.
Yeah, and I mean, let's just say Cristiano Ronaldo is. Let me even find out how much is CR7 worth.
Then that curtain mic, I don't think it's bad, Ama.
That's not. I mean, it seems like a lot.
For us, it seems like a lot.
But how much is he worth? Let's see. CR7 is worth how much? It's Forbes is saying 275 million. I doubt that.
Seriously doubt it.
Yeah, no. Actually, by contrast, celebrity net worth, I think Forbes was just saying for this year.
Okay.
Ronaldo has reached, celebrity net worth, and several news outlets report that Ronaldo has reached billionaire status, estimating his net worth around US $1 billion.
Kosawa.
Okay, so just to correct, the Forbes one I think was as of August 12, 2025, how much he's earned this year. So if we place his net worth at $1 billion, let's say you put $1 billion in the bank, right?
Yeah.
And you get just out of interest, maybe 10%.
Yeah.
That's $100 million a year. So if Georgiana is getting even $20 million of that,
she should be okay with it.
And she signed it.
Yeah.
Bro.
At the same time, Pia, of course, like she's talking about self-support. Just to maintain a relationship, Ronaldo to maintain a proper relationship with the son or the daughter.
$500,000.
Mamake ateseke.
But
catch. He's gonna catch.
But can you fathom how much money he has?
These are guys who there's that sort of money you get, and it even changes the way you think and the way you look at the world.
But do you ever wonder if you'll ever reach that level of financial freedom? You don't think so? You don't think there's some glitch in the matrix?
You data center guys might. Me, nuclear engineer, guys don't care about nuclear engineers, right?
You know, I'm just a sales guy for a company, right? I can be...
That's where the money is. You think we don't know?
There's money, but there's not Georgiana prenup type $10 million a year kind of money.
Let me ask you, do you want that sort of wealth?
Of course. Why not?
I'm a mimi. I've spent too much time in Scandinavia that my philosophy about So I'm of the opinion there's a threshold beyond which that extra 1 million is not going to make a difference in your life.
That's true. You see, there's a certain amount of money we can get to where you
Yes.
can live a very comfortable life, and
Yes.
everything that you need and want
Mm.
or could have outside of your
Basic needs more.
like private jets and
Yeah,
yachts and this and that, you can have a very comfortable, very, very comfortable life.
Yes.
There is that money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're earning $100,000 a year in Kenya, it's an okay life.
Yeah.
It's an okay life.
Yes.
Not a very comfortable life,
Yeah.
meaning your kids can't go to expensive schools and this. But globally, let's say if you're now earning $300,000 to $400,000, which is a very good salary package anyway, that's a very comfortable life. Yeah. Now, if you stretch that and you're getting $1 million a year, that's now a life where that comfort can be stretched to different corners of the earth. You can have vacations internationally. You can do different things for different family members and take care of the people surrounding you. If you stretch that to $10 million, I think the difference between 1 and 10 million are maybe the expenses you can cater to for other people. For yourself, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
If you go to $20 million, now what you're doing is now you're getting access to private jets. You're not buying. But now instead of flying to Dubai with first class Emirates, you charter a $60,000 flight because it doesn't matter to you. It's covered out of interest by putting it in the bank. From 20 to 100, I think outside of the fancy cars, and I mean, how many cars will you buy?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many watches will you buy? You can pretty much stay at any hotel you want. You can pretty much go to any holiday place, have any experiences, eat any type of food, travel the world, and you're content.
Okay, Mimi, I think what has informed quite a lot of my perception about money, especially up in Kenya, is I'm looking at politicians. Let me use politicians as an example.
Yeah.
You have guys out here who in a one car deal, they're able to get that car 1 billion or 10 billion or whatever. But then when another deal comes, ijawatosha, bado they want an extra one.
Yeah.
I think there's a perspective on wealth that I think Nani put it perfectly. And Rukibe put it perfectly. That scarcity mentality growing up where you are always looking for, you're never comfortable with what you have because it can be taken away at some point.
Yeah.
So you always feel this need, kuongeza. I don't think I have it. Now, I'm not saying this as someone who, I didn't grow up ultra wealthy. It's only after I went to high school that I realized that we are not that rich or something. We had like the first cyber in Kibra back in the day.
Yeah.
But I don't know that call it greed. What is this? You've already looted like 10 billion. What is it that this next extra 10 billion, what is it that is going to add to you?
It's the fear of losing it as well. You see, the thing is, if you get things done the right way,
Yeah.
you appreciate the hard work it went into developing what you've built.
Yeah.
But if you've stolen your way into the money, your fear is there's always someone behind your shoulder trying to get it from you.
Yeah.
And so you just need to get more and need to have more in place because you're not sure what you can lose.
Let me ask
because
you.
Today, let's say you get caught and your accounts are seized and you're this and that. What you want to make sure is you've worked hard, you've stolen a lot more to hide it in a different country which you can run to and seek asylum. So you're catered over there.
Let me ask you, do you have a specific figure in your mind where you're like, if I get this, then I would sort of unplug from the rat race? Do you have a figure?
Let's see. If I get, okay, right now, just to quit my job, I can't say that figure.
But you have it.
I have that figure in mind.
The reason why I ask is...
So for financial freedom, let's say if I can't be if I was told, okay, you're going to be rich, but you can't be ridiculously rich.
Okay.
You can be that bottom threshold. And we'll give it that number. What would that number be? Because I'm thinking about it now.
Because I think it can serve as a true north. It can serve as a true north where you're working towards it and you can sort of extrapolate that if I continue working like this,
so I'd like to be a millionaire.
A dollar millionaire.
A dollar millionaire. Not Kenya shilling millionaire.
Of course.
Yeah. So
like every other GLE.
Like I want to make my first $1 million. I want to feel that. I want to have just $1 million sitting in the bank.
Okay.
Just to experience that. That's obviously the first target. And I think once I get to that target, then I can see and understand how hard it was to get there. But if I can get to $1 million,
you can start looking at things differently. You
very
don't
differently.
Okay.
Because if you put $1 million in the bank as well, bruh, that's like 130 million shillings. You're getting
The interest alone.
You're getting 13 million shillings a year. That's a comfortable life.
Yeah. The interest alone is more than enough to live very
Yeah, and
comfortably.
what I would do is I'll borrow a loan against it. So you don't get taxed on it as well. Or I'll just put it in Bitcoin and live.
You have all these guys who you have your kabillion you've gotten, whether clandestinely or genuinely, and then you've put it in the bank and then it's earning you all this interest. That alone is more than enough for you to be very, very comfortable in Nairobi. But still, you have guys who want more.
Yeah.
That's the issue. When is it time to unplug?
Let me flip the question to you. So if you had all the money in the world today, what would you do?
Already right now, I'm one of this very idealistic person who picks other people's fights when I'm not supposed to. I would want the people around me to be comfortable enough so that I don't get new friends who are in that level with me. That's one of the things I would do. But grandiosity has never been part of me. And I think living in these societies where minimalism is a thing has really infected me. Kabisa. So I think that would be the main thing. I want people around me to be comfortable. I want not a big house, a decent place. And I want enough to give my kids proper education. I don't want a situation where I want to leave them generational wealth. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in generational wealth.
Take everything with you.
Like I'm gonna, if I have the money to take my kid to the place where they can get the skills to earn something similar to what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna earn. I would do that more than just keep on iterating. Umepata 1 billion, then you're worried that it's gonna disappear and you need more to live to your kid. Evo. I wouldn't do that. And I'm saying this informed by someone who I know, a very close friend, who at a point when he turned 40, all his 30s was literally working. This is a sort of person who gets called at 3 to go treat people at Nairobi Hospital. And he never said no for almost 10 years. And he blinked and the kids were grown.
So you missed that.
You missed that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point that you bring up. So if we were to have the financial independence, I think the main thing would be to use that to experience life with my family.
Exactly.
And because we're all stuck in this rat race, from my mzee to my mom to my cousins and my friends, we're just trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And then we have these pockets of experiences where we get together for a meal. Now, that money would actually enable me to now give everyone experiences and not have to worry about the work.
Yeah, because
so imagine taking your whole family to Japan and friends, like all 30 of you.
Taking me, it's Korea. My mom visited me in Korea in 2015, and I was in my toxic masculinity phase. Sitaki kupiga mapicha na vitu kama hizo, and I regret that. So it's something I want to redo, but it's obviously gonna cause So I think you've really raised something very important. It's more of getting the wealth you need to have all these experiences rather than putting a specific figure on it, right? Because that's figure,
important.
Yeah. I think the experiences you wanna get with your close friends and people you care about is a much better true north than some arbitrary figure in the bank.
I talked about this Farid on the previous podcast we did. Is that there's no point in enjoying the money yourself, right?
Yeah.
You want to have it so you can experience it with the people you love.
Yes.
And that ultimately is the reason we want financial freedom. The toys, the clothes, the things, they all get old. What doesn't get old is the ability to take you somewhere to enjoy free experiences.
The experiences in the last minutes or the last moments of your life on this earth. I don't think it's the amount of money that's going to be flashing. It's going to be the experiences.
Yeah, because like, look at it this way. Farid was telling us about he went to Diani and he got on the beach and 15 of his family members joined him. Everyone was having fun. So that's a free experience, but money enabled them to get to Diani.
Yes.
Now, when you have a lot more money, you can have that same experience of the Mediterranean coast.
Yeah.
All right? Or you can go to some beach in Japan with your family, curated. So that's all it's about. I need to figure it out, man, because it's hard.
We are in that age, dude. We're in that age. because every single person I see in their 40s and their 50s where the kids are now living, the kids are now, they've grown up and now they're own persons and they're out there. Most of them regret this 20 years, this 15 years where
you know what it feels like? So in my 20s, I was so hopeful. I was so full of optimism because at that age, like I can do it, anything is possible. And then by the time you get to your 30s, sort of a reality sinks in. When you go from 30 or 31, 32, 33, 34, and you're not yet there, that hope and vigor changes your optimism to reality.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to adjust and realize that maybe this is as tougher than it is. And my fear is that optimism keeps diminishing by the time you get to your 40s, when reality has just sunk in and you accept that this is your life.
Yes.
That nothing is going to go beyond this.
Yes.
You're going to be a salary man for the rest of your life. And now your efforts will have to go to provision for your kids.
Yes.
And then by the time the 50s come, you've admitted defeat.
Yeah.
And your life is now about survival and giving what you have now to your family.
Yeah.
And just fading into the past.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Yeah.
That scares me so much.
It does. I think our 20s, there's a lot of idealism and you have very strong opinions and you have this sort of, you don't speak in stochastic or statistical language.
Yeah.
You are very absolute and everything, there's a sort of tunnel vision where you think there's a goal pale and when I get there, everything's going to be sorted. But then you're never going to get there. In this journey, when you have this sort of goal in mind, you have to start now looking around. And the more you look around in your 30s, the more you realize that there's a lot more going on than that ka goal yenye iko huko. And I think for your mental health, you have to be flexible enough to accept it. If you remain absolute, hii kitu ya pioneering through and just driving towards it, you're going to lose a lot more experiences on the way. You're going to lose a lot more experiences.
Sometimes it pays just to stop and smell the flowers.
Exactly. Because when are you going to do it? When are you going to take a walk with your kid or your nephews along the Nini? If you're saying that you're going to work, you're going to be working, you're going to miss all these experiences because you are working, then what's the point of it? Because at the end of the day, the working is so that you can have these experiences.
Yeah, actually, there's a funny picture I posted on my Instagram. I'll send this to Kim as well.
What was it about? Let me see.
We'll put it up over here. Work really hard and this could be you.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think you said there's 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Kwani unaenda wapi?
I think calibrating your life so that your values are aligned. Let me give you a personal tale of something that happened recently. I came back from Europe changed, bro. I came back no longer interested in bodybuilding or being a gym rat. No longer interested in rugby. After playing rugby since I was like 15 in Maseno school. Came back vegan. Came back with so many things. Yes, I am. I know. Came back with so many things. I'm now worried that I'm not going to revert. Initially, I was worried that I was going to revert at some point, but now it's like 4 years, I'm saying.
Utakula beef fry?
Maze. So let me tell you one more minute distract. I came back like that and I was very absolute about it and I was very happy with the space I was. And then I found myself in a space where I was with toxic males I grew up with in high school. And just to prove a point to these guys, specifically one person who I absolutely dominated when I was in high school and then in my 20s when I was a gym rat and playing rugby. Coming back this week and having him throw a couple of tats at me almost made me say, mi ndo nanongelesha hivyo. Then I revert to being a gym rat and eating meat and being the arrogant guy. But then I realized it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. I think I found my true north and I'm not going to modify it.
And what's that for you? Like, what do the next few years of your life look like? What are you striving to achieve as we wind things down?
I'd been hoping that having a family, a wife and kids would have been Apple. But I'm scared by just how it's not an issue for me. It's like it's almost like atheism and God and all that. It doesn't even register. It's not even part of the agenda. On my bingo card for the next 5 years, family is not there. Me, I'm telling you, I got messed up. Kwenda Korea na Sweden. where guys are, they call nihilists, guys who are life vile imekam ndo imekam,
Yeah.
and all these things. I do not have to have a family. You get?
Yeah,
That's the sort of person I am, Sai.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. And how does your family take that?
I know it breaks them, especially my mom, because she's a widow and I'm the firstborn. I'm sure she's very worried about me and she's really keen to get grand.
We're good over there. We've got a few more minutes left.
Yeah.
Got to wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
she wants a grandson or a granddaughter or whatever from me.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not an issue, Sajid. Like I'm scared just how much it's not an issue for me.
I think when it happens, it will happen.
Yeah.
Just sometimes when you go out looking for something,
Yeah.
it's like squeezing sand, right? It just goes through your fingertips. So we'll just put it out into the universe.
If it happens, it's
If
okay.
it happens, if it happens.
If it doesn't
inshallah,
happen,
yeah.
pia ni sawa, inshallah.
Inshallah. But bro, I appreciate you coming. I think we've gone long. We've talked about everything.
Yes.
But you're most welcome to come back on the Coffee Pump podcast. You're one of the cohorts as well.
Thank
we'll
you
be
very
doing
much.
a lot more episodes. Whenever you want to come and bitch and moan and just talk about things, bro, just give me a call. Tell me nakuja.
Obviously.
And when we get our own studio, guys, that's the plan. Kim will be locked in there 24/7.
Mademu wake sotalia sana au mademu wake wenye ako na huku nje.
They will wait for him to finish editing. And then we let him out once a week on Sundays. Yeah. Because we're racist over here.
Yeah, man.
But guys, thank you so much. Aga, I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, this has been Coffee Pump. We'll catch you in the next one.